Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Chemistry Step by Step with Kanika, and let us continue with the questions which are most frequently asked in previous CBSE Board examination for class 10 and from chapter Chemical Reactions and Equations. So here is the question. So question is, translate the following statement into a balanced chemical equation. We are provided with a statement and we have to convert this statement into a chemical reaction. Not only this, we have to state the type of this reaction which we are converted into the chemical equation and giving reason to justify our answer. So this is the question. So let us continue. You can see here the statement says barium chloride reacts with aluminium sulfate to give aluminium chloride and barium sulfate. It means reactants here are barium chloride and aluminium sulfate, and products formed here are aluminium chloride and barium sulfate. So let us start writing this equation first. Barium chloride. Okay, how will you write it into chemical equation form? Barium Ba, right, and chloride Cl minus. So formula form here will be BaCl2, and because this is a compound, and so obviously we will take it in aqueous form. Secondly, it is reacting with aluminium sulfate. For aluminium sulfate we will write the formula Al2SO4 whole thrice. This is our formula for aluminium sulfate. Now on reaction, and this also exists in which form? Aqueous form. Now on reaction, what they will be forming? They will form aluminium chloride, that is AlCl3. Again in aqueous solution, along with AlCl3, what it will form? It will form barium sulfate, and barium sulfate formed here will be in which form? Precipitate form. So now we can see that barium sulfate is formed here in the form of precipitate aluminium chloride along with aluminium chloride, which is present in the solution in aqueous form, right? So we need to balance it also, because we know that no reaction is complete until it is balanced. So let us balance this first, and after balancing we will see the equation will look like this: 3Ba sulfate. Here again this one. To balance aluminium, we will put 2 here, and you can see here are all atoms, all elements are equally balanced on both product as well as reactant side. So yes, you can see what type of reaction is this. Obviously we can see that one of the product formed here is in the form of precipitate. So obviously this reaction will be a kind of precipitation reaction. So answer for this question, state the type of reaction. Answer will be, it will be a precipitation reaction, because we know that one of the product formed here is in the form of precipitate. So the reaction will be precipitation reaction. Also they are saying justify, giving reason to justify your answer. So how will you justify this? Or simply देखिए here what is actually happening? Exchange of anions, exchange of cations, or you can say exchanging of ions is taking place, because in left hand side there was barium, it is getting reacted with sulfate of another compound to form barium sulfate. Similarly aluminium, it is going to react with an ion of first reactants or another reactant to form a different compound, that is aluminium chloride. So we can clearly see that here exchanging of ion is taking place, and exchanging of ion comes under the category of which reaction? You know, another name for precipitation reaction, that is double displacement reaction, because you will say because exchange of ions is taking place in the reaction. Exchange of ions is taking place in the reaction. Hence, this question is justified. So the next question is, identify the reducing agent in the following equation or following reactions. So we know what are reducing agents and what are oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agents are the substances which are responsible for reduction. In the similar way, reducing agents are those which undergo oxidation. Just on this definition, we will identify that which substance, which one is undergoing oxidation, or we can say which one is reducing agent and which one is oxidizing agent. So let us continue with the first part, that is A part, in which we can clearly see that reaction of ammonia with oxygen will give nitric oxide NO along with water. So we have to identify the reducing agent in this very first equation. Now, as per definition, we know that the substance which is undergoing oxidation will act as reducing agent, and the substance which will undergoing reduction will act as an oxidizing agent. And in this question, we are asked about reducing agent. It means we have to see that in this equation which element, which compound is undergoing oxidation, because the compound which is undergoing oxidation will be the same, that is reducing agent. So let us identify which one is undergoing oxidation here. Now, as per the definition of oxidation, we know that addition of oxygen is oxidation or removal of hydrogen is also oxidation, right? So let us see what is happening here. Now here in ammonia NH3, you can see that hydrogen is attached with nitrogen on the reactant side, but in the product side, if we see that from nitrogen, hydrogen is getting detached and oxygen is getting attached to it. It means NH3 as a whole is undergoing oxidation. Since NH3, ammonia is undergoing oxidation, so what you will say? You will say that here in first part, reducing agent will be ammonia, that is NH3, because it is undergoing oxidation and the substances which undergoes oxidation are same, which are reducing agents. Now in the second part, you can see we have H2 plus O2, which will give me H2O. Now in this equation again we can see that here oxygen is getting attached with hydrogen. So it means hydrogen is undergoing oxidation, and if hydrogen is undergoing oxidation, so it means reducing agent here is what? Hydrogen. So in second case, hydrogen will act as reducing agent. So in both cases, you can see that reducing agent is ammonia in the first case and in second case hydrogen, because in both cases ammonia as well as hydrogen in second case are undergoing oxidation.